Hello friends, my name is Manoj Jindal and I have secured rank 53 in the recently concluded Civil Service Exam 2016. Today I am here to provide you how I approached this exam and what was my strategy when I was preparing for this exam, and especially for my friends who are sitting in different faraway corners of the country, who might be in some rural areas, who might be in areas where it is hard to access a lot of material. I will try to provide a simple strategy that I have followed, and hopefully this strategy will help you out as well. In the course of this strategy, I will cover only for the mains, because my colleagues before, my friends Ganga Singh and Rahul Dhote, they have already covered the strategy for prelims and also some parts of mains. So my focus today will be only on the 4 papers of main exam, which is GS 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me start by covering GS 1. For GS 1, as most of you must be knowing, that the course is mostly static. There is 3 segments: history, geography and society or sociological issues. For all these 3, the focus of UPSC is on asking mostly static questions. So for this you can refer to traditional sources that my friends have talked about before, Ganga and Rahul. You can refer to the videos for any kind of sources. But in this, the only different thing that I would like to advise you is use a lot of diagrams, use flowcharts, use any kind of diagrammatic representation of the idea that you are thinking about. So for example, in society, if the question is about tribal and the tribal people and about the poverty or about matrilineal society, you can use some sort of a flow chart to show the logic that you are providing in the answer. So in this you can give example of different tribes also, like Santhal tribes or Warli tribes or any other tribes that is relevant to the answer. So this will provide a very good representation of what you are thinking, and you might get extra 1 or 2 marks for the same content that you are writing like some other candidate. So this will differentiate your answer. Similarly, in history, don't be scared about making a diagram of some sort. For example, in stupa question, you could make the stupa diagram. Similarly, in any other question, you can also depict diagrams wherever necessary. For example, this time there was a question on Africa, the West Africa national movement. In that you could draw the map of the African continent like this and show where the West Africa is, what countries were involved. For example, Ghana was there, and one of the leaders of the movement was Kwame Nkrumah. So you could even show Kwame Nkrumah like this. You could label your diagram and show that he was from Ghana, and so this will give you a better understanding to the examiner that you actually are confident and you know what you are doing. And geography, there is no need to explain. Geography itself is a very map based kind of a subject. So in this subject you should definitely try to incorporate as many diagrams as possible. You can also use different pens. So for example, if you are drawing a rough India map, something like this, it can be very rough, not very nice, but if you are showing rivers, use the blue pen to show rivers. The rest can be with the pencil. You can draw the outline with the pencil and use blue pens. So this shows that you have understood the concept well, and there is a good representation for the examiner who is looking at these things as an additional bonus. Now let us move on to GS2. In GS2, as you know, there is a focus on constitutionalism, constitutional aspect of Indian democracy. That is the gist of the entire syllabus. So, not from only GS2, I would like to take a step back and tell you about the importance of syllabus also. As I mentioned, syllabus is the key to writing answers across all these 4 different papers. Read the syllabus thoroughly, use the syllabus as your guiding light throughout the whole exam. जब भी आप पढ़ रहे हो, जब भी आप कोई बुक उठा के बैठे हुए हो, जब भी न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहे हो, सिलेबस थोड़ा माइंड में होना चाहिए, मेमोराइज कर लो अगर मेमोराइज कर सकते हो तो, वरना खोल के उसको बैठो और साथ साथ में उसको आप पढ़ते रहो, ताकि आपको ये पता रहे कि हाँ मैं सही डायरेक्शन में जा रहा हूँ। कई बार क्या होता है, हम कोचिंग के मटेरियल उठा लेते हैं, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने लगते हैं, बट वी डू नॉट नो एग्जैक्टली what we are studying. The syllabus is the guide for that. So use the syllabus as much as possible. So now coming back to GS2. For GS2, you can use the syllabus to see the constitutional aspects, the judicial aspects, various legal viewpoints, and also ethical viewpoints, and world viewpoints. You know, for example, if there is a question about Kashmir, this time there was a question on Kashmir about the permanency of Article 370. Now this question, it's not only a question about Kashmir and the Article 370. It's also a question about the ethical repercussions of Article 370. It is also a question about international legal status of India on Kashmir. So there is an international aspect, there is an ethical aspect, there is a judgment by the High Court and the Supreme Court on this also. High Court of J&K and Supreme Court of India have given judgments on this. So these two aspects are there, and there is also a constitutional dimension to this answer, which comes from the role of the president in the Indian democracy and the role of the parliament. So 1122 lines about all these aspects in this answer would fetch you very good marks. Apart from that, one strategy that I followed for GS2 and GS3 when writing answers was the 3D strategy. First, in 3D strategy is define, second is discuss, and the third is deduce, or you can also say derive. इसका मतलब क्या है? What does it mean in simple language? Define, for example, I'll give you this Kashmir example only. In define, you will simply first define the core idea of this question. वो क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा है? वो परमानेंसी ऑफ आर्टिकल 370 रिगार्डिंग कश्मीर पूछ रहा था इस क्वेश्चन में. वो बहुत लंबा चौड़ा क्वेश्चन है, उसमें 4-5 लाइन्स हैं, पर अगर आप ठंडे दिमाग से उसको पढ़ोगे, उसमें कोर पॉइंट ये है कि इज इट परमानेंट और नॉट आर्टिकल 370. सबसे पहले आपको उसको कैच करना है, उसको कैच करके डिफाइन करना है. डिफाइन में कुछ नहीं करना, सिंपल आप यू हैव टू टेल ए लिटिल बिट ऑफ हिस्टोरिकल background of Article 370. That Article 370 came into being like this in regards with the situation, political, constitutional and legal situation of Kashmir in respect with its place in the Indian political unity. That is the definition. 3 lines में आप simple define कर दो. हर क्वेश्चन में काफ़ी, इनफैक्ट 60 to 70% क्वेश्चन में आप डिफाइन कर सकते हो. सो यूज दिस, इट मेक्स योर लाइफ वेरी इजी इन द एग्जाम. सेकेंड इज डिस्कस. In discuss, you will discuss these 5 points as I pointed out. You will discuss both the sides if possible. जहाँ पे possibility है दूसरी side की pros and cons, so discussion हो गया उसका, which UPSC is expecting you to do. And in this discussion, do not include your own views. Include the views that are well accepted in the common parlance. There is एक certain, हमारे देश में बहुत लोगों ने रिसर्च करी है इसके बारे में, वो आपको बहुत सारे आर्टिकल्स में, PRS आर्टिकल्स में, न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल्स में आपको ऑलरेडी मिल जाएगा इसके बारे में. आप उस व्यू को यहाँ पे डिस्कस करिए, अपनी व्यू को उसमें ज़्यादा इंक्लूड करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज दैट यू कैन डू इन अदर पेपर्स लाइक एसे. हियर यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू गिव एकेडमिक टाइप ऑफ आंसर्स. एंड लास्टली, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस इज वेयर यू कैन गेट एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स, डिड्यूस और डिराइव. व्हाट डज दिस मीन? दिस मीन्स कि जो आपने डिस्कशन करा है उसके बेसिस पे, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट, what is the final conclusion that you think. So for example, in this question I wrote ki on the basis of above analysis, it is clear that Kashmir holds a permanent position in the Indian constitution. बस 2 lines, that is what I wrote in deduction. Deduction means आप एक conclusion ला रहे हो, एक खत्म कर रहे हो उस चीज़ को जो आपने डिस्कस करनी शुरू करी. अगर आप उसको बस लेते हुए जाओगे, कोई वे फॉरवर्ड दिखा रहे हो, that is not required. Way forward is not required in my view. In the GS, it is required in essay, but here you need to end your view. Okay, so this is about GS2. please refer to current affairs from various. For me personally, I also used Lukman's editorial course, which was very helpful. It has a very good, it gives you in-depth analysis of all these topics. So that was very helpful in bringing out all these different aspects. You can use that. I use that. I use PRS, which is there online free. I also studied various Supreme Court cases, ethical, the basic, just know the name, Keswananda Bharti case, and it deals with the basic structure doctrine. That much is enough, and you can implement that in many answers. Similarly, polity के लिए NCERT of 12th, etc. you can use. That is enough. So let's move on to GS3 now. GS3, there are two key sources that I used: Kurukshetra magazine and Yojana magazine. These will cover almost 70 to 80% of questions from GS3, and not only 1 year. आप इसको कम से कम 3-4 साल का, for the past 3-4 years you should study these both. It will cover all the different aspects: land reforms, women's issues, agricultural issues, rural India, development in India, water crisis in India, tribal position, the tribal issues in India. All these kind of issues come in these. Digital India. So these are gold mines. I call these gold mines for preparation. Not many people read these. और इसमें आपको हर आर्टिकल पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Study the editorial, the first editorial that is there on the first page. Study the relevant articles. उसमें बहुत सारी academic data research होगी, वो आप skip कर दो. उसका introduction पढ़ो और conclusion पढ़ लो. उससे आपको पूरा material मिल जाएगा. So that is enough for GS3. Apart from this, of course, आपके ट्रेडिशनल सोर्सेज हैं. ईडी, लुकमान का ईडी आप रेफर कर सकते हो. करंट अफेयर्स रेफर करोगे आप. इसमें और डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट वगैरह भी होता है. सो दैट एनसीईआरटी से यू कैन स्टडी, राइट. बट दिस you should definitely do. It will give you an edge, and it will also help you in essay writing also. So these two, I will say, apply the same approach. Use diagrams, as many diagrams as possible. Use flowcharts. Use this approach of define, discuss, deduce. And in this GS3, I wrote in points format. 2 line के points दिए. Succinct होना चाहिए आंसर. Succinct meaning it should be very simple and short. जितना शॉर्ट होगा, जितना टू द पॉइंट होगा, उतना एग्जामिनर फटाफट चेक करेगा और मार्क्स देगा. लंबा लंबा उसको एक्सप्लेन करोगे, नो पॉइंट. गिव मल्टीपल डायमेंशंस derived from these different sources and you will be able to do well. Now let us discuss GS4. What was my approach in GS4? In GS4 there are two parts, right? Part A, which is mostly kind of theoretical questions about ethics, and part B, which is mostly case studies, which is all case studies only. So this is practical कह सकते हो आप इसको, जो भी कहना चाहते हो. So these are very different papers. I personally took Lukman's test series, and I think ethics was one of the best उनका theirs, and in that special case study approach, for this you need a very different approach. What are examiners trying to check here in case studies? They are trying to check whether you think like an administrator. क्या आप ऑलरेडी एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर की तरह सोचते हो? वो ही चेक कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर वो लोग. दैट इज आई थिंक शुड बी द फोकस ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन. अब एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर कैसे सोचता है? एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर सोचता है, एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में आप बैठे होगे, आपके पास रिसोर्सेज क्या हैं, आपके स्टेक होल्डर्स कौन कौन हैं, राइट? आपकी गवर्नमेंट की एजेंसीज कौन कौन सी हैं, उसके बाद आपके डिफरेंट जो है स्कीम्स वगैरह क्या हैं गवर्नमेंट की. These are the different aspects that an administrator has to deal with, has to work with. इन्हीं एस्पेक्ट्स को अपनी केस स्टडीज में आपको इम्प्लीमेंटेशन देना है ना. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू शुड शो देम in a case study that what are the stakeholders that are going to get impacted by that certain case study, by the certain situation जिस case study में डाला गया है. For example, if you are a district collector and this old woman comes to you who has been thrown out by her home, by her children, and she does not have any identity. There was a case study like this. What will you do? So in that case, you have to make the use of the resources that are available. Resources क्या होते हैं collector के पास? He can get her an ID. He can enroll her in old pension scheme, old age pension scheme. He can enroll her into various other government programs for age people. So those are the resources. Stakeholders कौन कौन है? Government is a stakeholder, state government, local government is a stakeholder here. Your administration is a stakeholder. Other people in the society, NGOs are a stakeholder. Civil society is a stakeholder. Agencies भी बहुत सारी government की involved हो जाएंगी इसमें. Old age agencies, or even your law and order mechanism might be needed near here to implement laws related to old people. और schemes में भाई आप इतनी सारी government की schemes पढ़ते हो that you can, so think like an administrator for the case studies. That is the key. Okay, so and case studies can fetch you a large amount of marks. This year I practiced quite a lot of case studies from Lukman sir's case studies package, and I think some of them were repeated verbatim. So practice as much and automatically आपका mind इस तरह से चलने लगेगा. Theoretical portion में you can study a lot of this. Use the syllabus as your guide. जो syllabus में दे रखा है वो उसके sources ढूंढिए और उसके बारे में पढ़िए. हर aspect के बारे में पढ़िए. Emotional intelligence for example is there. Emotional intelligence के बारे में you study properly every aspect of emotional intelligence. If there is some theoretical background you can give here, give that. If not, at least give a kind of a academic definition of this. So this is my understanding of GS4. Finally, I will advise you to please give up social media. See, I personally disconnected myself from social media. Facebook hai, WhatsApp hai, all these things for 1 year you can do it. So don't use, try to get rid of this because it is a huge distraction. Use online sources. Use YouTube for watching videos of economics from Murnal or from other sources. Use all these different resources on the net. But social media is a little bit distracting for me, and maybe for some of you it is distracting. Get rid of it and I'm sure your productivity will rise. And finally, I was studying from home. I was not coming to Rajendra Nagar, or I did not come to Delhi. I did not come to Mukherjee Nagar. Online बहुत आजकल resources available हैं. So online resources like online coaching you can take. I took online modules of Lukman sir. I also took some online test series, other test series of essay, etc. So घर पे बैठे बैठे everything was possible. I was able to save time और पैसा भी बच गया, time भी बच गया. That is the best. So if some of you are in far-flung areas of the country where it is difficult, that for you financially it is hard to come here, spend so much thousands of rupees, you can take online, use online resources. Internet connection नहीं है तो you can use downloaded versions that are available. डाउनलोड करके एक बार डाउनलोड करा लिया इंटरनेट से, उसके बाद यू कैन यूज इट फॉर दैट मंथ, अगले मंथ फिर से डाउनलोड करा लिया. सो ऑनलाइन इज द वेपन नाउ टू फाइट अगेंस्ट दिस कॉम्पिटिशन. सो यूज इट वाइजली. सो दिस वॉज माई कवरेज ऑफ ऑल द 4 पेपर्स. इफ यू हैव एनी अदर मोर क्वेश्चंस यू कैन कॉन्टैक्ट मी and I'll be more than happy to help out anyone, and I hope you can apply some of these from me, not only me but other toppers also before me who have given their ideas, their material sources and come out successful in this exam. Thank you.